Hey guys, what's up? It's Bacon here, and I'm fresh out of watching the brand new Goku vs. Superman Round 2. And to give a little bit of backstory to my personal preferences, I grew up in a household of Superman fans. And granted, this isn't like the modern day New 52 actually kind of good Superman. I mean, the Chris Reeve can do anything he wants whenever he wants type of thing because he's Superman and he doesn't really need another reason to do stuff. But to move on, I grew up with those kind of people. My mother and my father both think of that. I, on the other hand, never really liked Superman. My favorite superhero was always Spider-Man. But I personally never really cared for Superman, but he was always a character that I respected for the concept. So, around my late elementary school years, I was introduced to the early seasons of Dragon Ball Z, and I fell in love with Dragon Ball Z. It is to this day one of my favorite animes. And personally, I prefer Goku. He was who I was rooting for. I was highly disappointed with the first battle because I wanted Goku to win, but I got over it. And to give my 2 cents on the new death battle, one, the fight itself was incredible. Like, it was gorgeously animated. As somebody who wants to animate in the future, I I respect it. It was beautiful. But I had a few problems with it. I didn't really like how quick it was. I liked that it was fast paced. It felt like it was over too quickly. Which I understand because they had to rush it out for the SGC gaming convention thing. Wish I could have gone, but I couldn't. It's in Texas. I'm in Pennsylvania. That's way too far for somebody who's unemployed like me. um, but I didn't like how quickly it was over. I felt the point where uh, Superman was just walking through the Kamehameha. I thought that was stupid because the Kamehameha was knocking him back earlier. I didn't really think that made much sense. And the fight just was over too quickly. I would have liked to have seen more, but I'm not going to complain about that. Ultimately, as it turned out, Goku lost again. And I didn't actually go into this death battle wanting Goku to win, because I knew he wouldn't. I want him to, but I knew he wouldn't. Because Superman is a character meant for an ideal. He was meant to be the greatest person ever created. And yeah, Goku's a pretty powerful person in and of himself, but he is not meant to be the peak of perfection in his world. He's not. Bills is better than him. Wise, I think is the guy's name, is better than him. Golden Frieza was better than him. I think. I don't know. I haven't actually watched that movie, but I need to get around to that. But ultimately, I didn't expect Goku to win because I know for a fact that Superman is just too strong. And I honestly, as odd as it sounds, I appreciate Goku more as a character. Like, I used to watch Death Battle when it came out with my friends, and we would pick the character that we prefer. Like, I watched Batman versus Spider Man with my friend, and he preferred Batman, and I prefer Spider Man. So, in the end, when Spider Man won, I was all happy because the guy I like ended up winning. But for this one, as odd as it sounds, I kind of am happy that Goku can lose. Like, I'm happy that at his peak physical condition, he has the ability to lose. Because, in my opinion, that makes for an interesting character. And I'm not going to say that not Goku, Superman. I'm not going to say that Superman isn't an interesting character because I don't read the comics. I don't have the time to dedicate to that. But I can appreciate the fact that that the character that is supposed to be unbeatable, like this ultimate power thing from our childhood, I respect that he could be beaten because in the end, Goku wasn't meant to be the greatest person ever. He aspires to be the greatest person ever. He wants to be the best he can be, but he's not yet. And ultimately, I find it more interesting to watch a character who has the ability to become the best he can be, as opposed to a character who just is always the best that they could be. Even though I'm pretty sure it was said somewhere that Supergirl is stronger than him. Uh, Ultimately, though, this battle boils down to the fact that the battle is ultimately the unstoppable force hitting the immovable object, with Superman being the immovable object and Goku being the unstoppable force. Because Goku keeps going. He never really gives up unless he has to. But in the end of the day, something that's moving is going to end up stopping if you force it hard enough, if you have something to counterbalance it. And ultimately, Superman is just stronger. And I'm really proud to say that my character in this, well, not my character, but, my preferred character, the person I wanted to win, could lose. Because it makes me happy to know that it's over. It makes me happy to know that this is the definitive death battle. This is the last Goku versus Superman, hopefully. Because I don't really want this fight to be a thing. They are two different characters that want to set out to do the same thing. Kinda. And I don't really see the point of comparing them, because if they're your childhood hero, they're your childhood hero. You shouldn't have to compare them to someone else's childhood hero just because you want your childhood hero to be better. Who cares? I will acknowledge that my childhood hero, Spider Man, could probably, well, not even probably, if you put him in against a fight with any superpowered DC character, they would wipe the floor with him. Except maybe Green Lantern. Maybe. I don't really know that much about Green Lantern. Definitely not Aquaman, though. A lot of people put a bad credit on Aquaman. That guy is strong. He can knock Superman on his ass. I don't think Spider-Man can do that. But ultimately, guys, at the end of the day, I don't really see a reason that this has to be controversial. I just want this to be something that we could all admit is a stupid fight. And personally, in my opinion, I don't see a reason to get angry about it. It is ultimately just a show on the internet saying that a character is stronger than another character. And I don't think this should be a battle of which character is stronger. It's more so a battle of which character means more to you. So just accept it, guys. Move on. Well, that's the end of my talk. I hope for the best for Screw Attack and Death Battle. Keep it up. You do amazing work. And don't expect me to do Death Battle like opinions very often because I primarily want to do Let's Plays, but I'm trying to get my software to work at the moment. But until I get it working, this has been Bacon. If you haven't seen Goku vs. Superman, I just spoiled it all for you, but go check it out. It was pretty cool. And to all of you, good night. Also, the link to the death battle is in the description down below.